Hi guys and girls, John Moore with you, doing an update on the Airfix 1/24th scale Supermarine Spitfire Mark 5B. Where do I start? This bloody kit is the most annoying. Apart from all the flash, which is basically everywhere on the model, every single piece has tons of flash in it. Don't mind cleaning off a bit of flash. Even Jens said he doesn't mind cleaning off a bit of flash. But when it comes to what's like as if the mould has moved slightly and pieces are slightly off kilter, that starts to get a bit annoying, especially when it comes to putting things together. This didn't want to go together the way it's supposed to go. So I've had to adapt how it fits. Where the control stick if you put it exactly as the kit tells you, then the man just won't sit properly. The whole thing is askew. So basically what to do, I have to break it off, fit the man, you know, when you do this with one side off, and repositioning it here, when it was actually supposed to be a little bit more forward. You can see here that that's supposed to be up there on a little thing. I've had to butt it up to it. And it's the same with the foot controls. They were far too forward, and it just wasn't sitting right and wouldn't allow this thing to go together. But I got it together anyway. Same with the engine. I can remove this bit now because that's been sitting for at least the last 3 hours. I used the Contact Professional, the slow drying glue in it. Just these little struts here. I have the second one here for the other side. Haven't it fitted yet. That was supposed to be fitted to a little cradle in here, and then you fit the engine in. No matter how I did it, that wouldn't work. So I've had to wait until the engine was in that side, and then wiggle that in and pop it in. And I've had to use super glue just to get it to stick. Just repainted that little section there where the super glue whitens it. So I'll have to do the same then here with the other one. Sort of wedge fit it, get it to near enough where it's supposed to go, and then glue it in place basically. The wings, there's tons of flash on the sides, everywhere. Still bits of it. I'm afraid to kind of go too heavy on the sanding until I have them together, because I know there's going to be more sanding when I put it together, and if I sand too much I'll lose some of the details, so I'll leave most of the sanding till later. Another little problem were these, the cannons. Gives you the machine guns to go on the side, mounted slightly back and all that with openings, so you can see the ammo and all this, that and the other. And as you put the cannons there like that, there's a little indicator there of some kind, but nothing on the cannon. So if you look at the instructions, give me a sec, I'll show you. Where are we? Previous page. Right. If you look at the instructions, the cannon faces that way, and it goes down there. Gives you, say, a marking there that lines up with that. Okay. So you come over and you line there. What I was telling you there is the back part of that, which would be about here. So if you line that up there, that puts that up there. You say to yourself, no, that's very, very far forward. You look at a picture back here where it shows it again. but it shows it really back far, right in behind. So you think to yourself, okay, I'll put it back here. So I put it back there, glued it into place. Then started working with the wing section, and basically it won't go together. Dry fitting it around, that's going to move now because it's not glued in place. But basically what was happening was, with that there, I had it first glued on top, I glued it back in position. No matter where I placed that cannon, no matter where it went, this side would not go down and cover the thing. It just wouldn't close, no matter what I tried. And that was dry fit, even pushing it and everything else, no matter what. It was just, that was too big, so it was a case of sanding it all down. When it gets to here, you'll see that you're putting covers on it. Anyway, well, not covers, but the front of the gun's on. And because there's so much going on, I'm just going to have it closed. I'm not going to have the hatches open. Look at the bad fit in those hatches. They were the covers over thing. That is the best I've given them. I've been at that for over 2 hours, and just those 1, 2, 3, 4 little covers. And this one that they give you, you've actually got to cut it to size yourself. It also has you putting holes here that you've just got to measure in yourself and drill the holes. I don't mind drilling the holes, but it's just, it gives you some new sprues with the old mouldings. You can tell the difference. There's one of the older sprues. Loads of flash. Look at it. I mean, there's a piece that I must show, and it's a small piece. Excuse me now for wasting all your precious time. But if anybody's ever thinking about getting this kit, I'll tell you straight out, bloody nightmare, absolute bloody nightmare. It's not worth the list price. If you get it cheap like I got it, then you'll make a nice model out of it, but there's some amount of work to be done to it. Right, I can't find the piece I was actually looking for. I'll find it in a minute. These are the older pieces. It's the sort of a squarer sprue, and then it gives you there's that more of that big horrible flash, and you can see this. It's not going to show it in that. This is one of the ones that I've noticed that the seam, you can see the seam line. Right, everything's got a seam line. We all know that you're going to get seam lines. I don't know whether it's really going to show it out that good or not, but you'll always get seam lines. But when the seam line is off, like it's been pushed slightly, do you know what I mean? It's just kinked slightly out of sync, out of kilter. They're the older sprues. When you go through it, there's big chunks of things that are missing. So obviously they've taken out the older parts, and you replace them with these two rounder, nicer fitting. Plastic is different, feels nicer. Moulding is kind of that little bit crisper on these ones. So obviously these are newer pieces to add on to that. There's no flash on these whatsoever. Not even the slightest bit of flash on them. They're lovely on both these sprues and small pieces and everything. But the locator marks and pins and things where these go on are not on the model at all. You've got to basically measure them and locate them and drill and scribe yourself. To some people that might be acceptable, but unfortunately to me it's not. Not for an expensive enough kit, to be quite honest with you. Like these pieces had to be cut out of the wings, you know, to make this variant. Grand, like I said, I don't mind split things like that. That wasn't, these were the easiest because they were already marked inside. The mark was already there. They were already sort of prescribed. But that is the only thing, the only part that was sort of pre-done for you. I've been looking down through the instructions. There's loads more little add-ons and changes that go in here and there, and you've got to do a lot of prep work yourself to it. This wheel here, when I fitted it in, it goes that way, right, John? When it was fitted into the thing and you go to close it down, it was meeting the wheel like that. Just did not want to fit. Whereas that one fitted absolutely perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. No matter what I tried to do with this one, it wouldn't. And I eventually end up breaking the piece here. As you can see, there's a tiny little fix. So I'm just waiting that to set overnight. And unfortunately, I'm just going to have to either glue the wheels up. See, I mean, there's the pivot point now, right? Now, I'm not going to push it in because knowing me, I'm just going to break where I've been glued there for sitting for the last hour. It's rubbing off at the side here, and it's rubbing off there, and there's going to be too much of a gap down here if you close them up. It's just the whole positioning of these two pieces, I'd say, is slightly askew. If I was any better of a modeler, I'd be able to pull them off and reposition them. Jens would do an absolutely fabulous job with this. My skill level and set isn't at that yet. I'm not that good. I'm learning, and this is definitely a learning curve for me, this kit. So that's my first update, really. I did show it on the channel, channel update, along with some other bits and pieces, but this is just purely the Spitfire. So that's it for the first update. Any more on the engine and the other bits and pieces that have been closed up, you'll see them on the channel update. Unfortunately, I forgot to do a separate update for the start of that. So that's it for the Spitfire. In the meantime, enjoy your modelling, be nice to one another, and stay safe out there. Main thing, enjoy your modelling. If you like it, this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then you're on the wrong channel. You should go to jogon.com. Apparently they've got some nice stuff there. And if you're not already subscribed, sure, why not subscribe? Catch you up in the next one. I'll be doing an update on the Bradley. I know I showed it on the channel update, but I didn't do an actual update on it. So I'll be doing one on that in the morning. It's getting too late now. It's 11:30 at night on a Friday night. And this is what John is doing instead of being down the pub. So, enjoy yourself, lads. I'll catch you up in the next one.